You know what's a pain in the ass? This backdrop shit. I can't tell you how many times I've had to twist and turn edges, and even now I can, oh my god, it's a pain in the ass. What's up everybody, what's going on? My name is Alicia, also known as xSparkage, and I am currently rewatching The Vampire Diaries because there's nothing else left for me to binge watch. I was so into that show when it first came out, and then it got real weird, but we're on season 2 now. All is good. All is good. You guys really seem to like my video where I redid one of Manny MUA's looks. I did this because I got a lot of people telling me I look like him, so I'm gonna do this again because you all seem to like it with another person that I get compared to a lot, and that is JKISSA. JKISSA does a lot of bright, colorful looks. The one that I'm actually going to recreate today, sort of a 2-for-1 because it looks like I can get away with using a new palette that I got. More toned down for JKISSA because she does, like I said, a lot of very bright out there looks, but I want to use the new Naked Heat palette. Urban Decay has released another Naked palette. This is called the Naked Petite Heat, and it's a little baby version of their Naked Heat palette. No, that's not really accurate for me to say because this actually has new colors in it. It's not any colors that are in the original Naked Heat. I gotta tell you, I don't hate it, and that's surprising because I have been done with warm neutral palettes for a while now. They just keep showing up. I like Naked Heat because there were some more fiery, fun colors. It wasn't just like neutrals, it was warm browns and warm reds and such. This one I like because it is a straight up gradient. There is just light to dark, all good. This would be something that would be perfect for on the go just to have with you because it's small, but there's a lot you can do with it. And when I saw this look from JKISSA, I know that she's not using the Naked Heat palette. She's using a Black Moon Cosmetics palette. I'm not sure if she has a tutorial. I'm only looking on Instagram, so I'm not using a tutorial for this or anything. I figured that that look would be a good one to kind of play with because I want to play with the Naked Heat palette. The Naked Petite Heat, Petite Heat, Petite Heat, Petite Heat. That sounds like I'm saying petite, doesn't it? Petite Heat, Petite Heat, Petite. So unlike JKISSA, I don't have flawless skin. So I already have my foundation on. I know she is very much an anti-foundation person. She doesn't wear foundation. So we do not have that in common. I am foundationed up for the gods. I'm going to go ahead and use an eyeshadow base. This is Enigma from Urban Decay. We're going to go from light to dark for this look. This look is it's 100% a halo eye. I'm going to use all of the colors in this bad boy to create this look, starting with Inhale, which is that light, light, light pale shade. I'm going to take my brush here. This is a this is a Hakuhodo brush, but just kind of a wider brush because this shade is going literally all over my lid. It's almost, well, it actually is going to pretty much just set my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to definitely brighten that up as we go along, but I want to get my colors down first. So basically the next thing I'm going to do is just work my way from left to right and keep using all of these colors more and more and more to build up the color and to just, yeah, to build up the color. The brush I'm going to use is a Smashbox Contour Shadow Brush, and I'm going to use Vibrate, which is the next shade. Pretty much just go in the inner and outer part of the lid, leaving just a little bit in the center because I'm going to end up making that a little bit lighter when we get closer to finishing this look up. This look, how many times can I say it? So have you guys ever been in one of those funks? I'm sure a lot of you have. If you don't know, if you're new around here, hi, my name is Alicia. I turned 30 this year, which is daunting, and I am a mother of a crazy 3.5-year-old. And I suffer from depression that was onset by postpartum depression and then just manifested into full-blown depression. It's a great time. It causes me to have a... What the fuck was that? Oh my god, that was really creepy. I think it was a cat. I don't know. It just sounded like someone scratched down the walls. Anyways, for depression for me, because I know it's very different for everybody, before I had dealt with depression postpartum. I was one of those people that was like, if somebody said that they were depressed, I was one of those terrible people that went, well, have you tried, you know, waking up earlier or exercising? Have you tried like going, you know, just trying to be happy? Like, I was an idiot. Now I'm definitely one who tries to be incredibly open with it because it's something that nobody talked about it for the longest time. And still, a lot of people don't talk about it. And it's something that for the first, I don't know, year and a half, I had a really tough time because I thought I was the minority. All of these pregnancy blogs, all the stuff that I looked at only talked about how much they loved their baby right away and how happy they were. And nobody really, I mean, you knew what postpartum was, but you're like, I never suffered from depression. I'm not gonna get that. So a combination of ignoring it for a very long time and then just existing, I guess. Even though I'm on medication, I still go through these kind of waves. If you guys follow Samantha Ravindal, she recently did a Get Ready With Me style video where she talked about going through depression. And it was the first time that I really watched a video where somebody was describing me to the T. I'm gonna use Hot Spell next and basically do this exact same thing I just did, just not going quite as far inside to the center of the lid. Samantha described how she would want to do all of these things, but would basically make up in her head how she could not possibly do any of it, and then didn't end up doing anything. I mean, in her video, she talked about how she would think about how she wanted to film a video, but then she also wanted to go to the gym. But if she went to the gym, then she'd have to wash her hair because she didn't want to hear anybody talk about how her hair was dirty. And then it would take too much time, and then she wouldn't have time to film a video. And I'm listening to this thinking to myself, oh my God, that's literally what I do all the time, especially the last couple of weeks have been 100% that, where I think all day, or I think the night before, okay, I want to film this video, I have all of these ideas for things that I want to do with my channel, all of these things that I want to film, and then the day comes, all of a sudden it's daunting and overwhelming, and I end up doing nothing, or I stay in bed, or I feel sick. I feel like I have no energy. I feel tired. Like I will sleep 8 hours and still need a nap at 10 o'clock in the morning. And this has been happening a lot. And I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so before anybody tells me I need to go to the doctor, I know I'm going to. It's just frustrating because I know, you know, it could be other things, but I know that depression is a big part of it. Okay, sorry, I'm using Wild Thing now, the red shade. I keep having all of these really cool ideas, all of these things that I want to do, and then the days just kind of keep going by, and suddenly Monday turns into Friday, which turns into next week, which turns into next month. Actually, okay, I have been productive outside of YouTube. I've destashed almost my whole house, which I can't even tell you how much of an undertaking that's been. You end up with just so much crap that you don't need and you don't know what to do with it. So we've been doing a lot of offer up, and we've really been trying to get all this crap away, and it's been incredibly, I still have a long way to go. I've been debating doing a Depop, I think is what it's called. My closet, there's no room for anything else, and there's literally bins of clothes, like from Express, that have tags on it from years and years and years ago when I was trying to really lose weight, and I was buying clothes that didn't fit because one day they'd fit, which is just a terrible thing to do. So I have clothes from Express that are like a size 4, which I've never been a size 4. And I've just been debating posting that kind of stuff on Dstash or something, because people on OfferUp, OfferUp's good for like furniture or electronic stuff, but not really clothes. So I've been debating that. I want this Wild Thing color to show up a lot more. But anyways, I just have a lot of really fun ideas that I want to actually commit to and actually work on doing this year. There's a lot of times where people go MIA and they have a really legitimate reason for it. You know, they get sick, a family member gets sick, somebody passes away, things like that. And that's completely respectable. So that's what makes it really difficult for me when I don't have a good reason other than my brain being just a giant bag of dicks. And that doesn't sound very great. Like, sorry, I literally couldn't make myself do anything today. I tried. It doesn't exactly sound good. So that's what I think the hardest part about all of this is for me, is that when you're dealing with something that's not physical, you know, you can't see a mental illness. You can't, it's not tangible. It's not something that you can actually visualize like you can with a real sickness. And I know that that's why it gets the stigma it has, but man, it's a bitch. It's a bitch. Anyways, on to other things that we can talk about. I'm gonna need something a little bit darker. I was hoping that Wild Thing was going to be enough, and I don't think it is, because it's not looking like it's dark enough. I'm trying to bump it up, but it's not wanting to stick to my eyeball. It like keeps just floating away every time I blend. Every blend you take, every swish you make. Okay, I'm gonna take Heist now, almost at the end. Another thing that's been really cool for me, so I'm a big Harry Potter fan, like huge. Paul, my husband, likes Harry Potter, but not nearly on the level that me and like my brother do. We were watching Fantastic Beasts last week, I think, and he was, I was telling him about Grindelwald and Dumbledore and how Dumbledore was in love with him and stuff, and Paul goes, "Dumbledore's gay?" And I'm like, where have you been? I thought that was common knowledge. It's not in the books. I said, you should probably just listen to the audiobooks, because his job requires him to drive around a lot, and he listens to podcasts the whole time. So I'm like, get the audiobooks. Stephen Fry ones. God, there's a lot of follow-up with this palette. Listen to those while you're working. So he gets them, and he's already halfway through Prisoner of Azkaban. And it's been like 4 days. Okay, I'm using the last one now, Strike/Shade. I'm gonna have to go in with some other stuff because this is not nearly as pigmented as I was hoping. So anyway, so he's like totally into the whole Harry Potter thing right now, and I'm living for it. It's something that I want a Harry Potter tattoo so bad, but I don't know what to get, because it feels like all their people get are always, which I don't like. I don't agree with it. If you have that tattoo, that's cool, but always makes me annoyed, because I don't like how it's as popular as it is, only because to me, Snape was a douchebag. I think even J.K. Rowling has said that she puts him in a gray area. He's not all bad, but he's not all good. He was a total, complete asshole to Harry throughout the entire time that Harry was at Hogwarts. And yes, I know he did it for reasons or whatever, but it doesn't make all of his douchebaggery disappear because he was doing it because he was in love with Lily. So when I see that tattoo, I'm like, does that mean that you would put up with abuse from somebody for 7 years of your life just because they were doing it to protect you? No. So he's in the gray area. He was redeemed, but I mean, and I know Harry gets his kid's middle name for it or whatever, but I don't know. That's where I stand with that. But the tattoos that you see are always that, or Deathly Hallow symbol, or that really minimalistic outline of Hogwarts. So this palette does not work for this look at all. Oh, at all. Okay, I gotta find some reinforcements. Also, I don't know what's going on in the corners here. Well, that feels much better. I ended up actually taking the entire look off and redoing it. What I've learned from this experience is that this palette, this Naked Petite Heat, needs something to grip onto, because just the Urban Decay Primer Potion made it dusty as F. So I used Galactic Invisible Shadow Primer / Eraser, put it all over my lid, and then put the shadows on and did the exact same order I did before. And as you can see, it looks a billion times better. So moral of the story here is that this palette needs something to hold on to. It doesn't bode well on its own. So I did basically everything the same. I put a little bit more Inhale, the lightest color here, in the center to kind of blend it out. And then I took Blazing from the Huda palette and just kind of put it right here so that we get a little more of that orangey coming through. And then I'm gonna take Hot Spell, which is the third shadow here, and I'm just gonna, this side just needs to be a little rounded out a little bit better. Just finishing up my housekeeping. I'm gonna start calling it that from now on. when you have to go back in and clean up the look, get everything like nice and blended, make everything look cute. It's now officially housekeeping. Officially. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to first take Wild Thing, the orangey shade here, and kind of blend it out down and around. And then I'm going to take Heist, the next color, next darkest color. Same thing, just not as far. And then finally Strike, and do that closer to the lash line. I'm going to use, this is an Estee Lauder eyeliner in Coffee on the waterline. And then I'm going to just do my finishing touch thingies. I'm going to apply my eyeliner just along the lash line so my lashes have something to kind of blend into. And then I'm going to apply some mascara. I'm going to use the Tarte, this one, because it's the one I've just got right now, the Tartiste. And then I'm going to put on my Queen Bee Cocoa Lashes. Alright, so we are basically good on the eyes. For the lips, I'm going to use a combination of two NARS eyeshadows. I'm going to use Under Arrest and Embrace Moi. I think Under Arrest might be a little bit too dark. Maybe not. Have you guys signed up for Vero? Have you heard about this app? It seems like overnight, everyone stopped wanting to use Instagram. Not that they're going to stop using Instagram. And got onto this website, Vero. You can find me on there under xSparkage. Basically, it seems like it's like Instagram, but it's all chronological and no ads. So it's what Instagram was originally. So if you have it, feel free to add me on there, and I'll try and be posting more. Okay, this is definitely a little bit more on the orangey side compared to JKISSA. I'm using a little bit of Excuse Moi in the center. Just lighten it up a little bit. All right, so this, I want to leashify
this look
a little bit just to make it more my speed. It also needs blush, but I'm going to use this, which if you have been around for a while, you might know. I have loved duochromes forever, and my favorite way back in the day was from Naked Cosmetics, and it was called the Ivory Collection. Well, Naked Cosmetics has actually made a pressed version of these pigments. These were the OG amazing holographic, but not actually holographic, everyone just keeps calling them holographic, the original duochromes, let's say. See them come in a now pressed form, which is so much easier than powder, is amazing. I'm gonna use the red one right here as an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna use this basically everywhere, actually, just so you know. Everywhere. I'm gonna put the yellow shade on top of it so that we make orange. And then I'm gonna take the two and mix them with my finger and lightly put this into just the center of the lid. And just so you know, my fingers are stained right now because Violet wanted to make bath bombs, and so we tried, and it was a mess. And my fingers have been purple for like 4 days, and pink. So that's fun. My God, I'm so happy that these have released. Oh, they're so stunning, stunning. I'm going to use a little bit of the red shade as a highlight. Yes, that's awesome. I'm gonna mix it with the yellow again. I'm gonna put a little bit of the red on my lips too. God, I could just bathe in this palette. I'm just gonna be really boring about this and use my Too Faced Love Flush, Baby Love. This is like my go-to blush. It's my when in doubt, Baby Love. Don't know what to do, Baby Love. I also look like I need a little bit more contour. I originally used the Shapeshifter palette from Urban Decay, which I know is the same thing that JKISSA used in her look, but right now it's kind of being used as a stand for my mic, so I'm gonna use Benefit Hoola. Just being real with you guys. That is all for this look. I think it turned out a little bit darker than JKISSA's did, But overall, I'm not mad at how it looks. My initial thoughts with this Naked Petite Heat is that I like it, but it needs to have a sticky base of some sort. But I just had a lot of issues with fallout and with the colors just basically dusting away, like just sweeping away. Well, they were not sticking in place when I used the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So something sticky on top definitely will help. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Alicia. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.